Today we are starting a new series. Come along with us as I recap our journey through homeschool with my 4-year-old preschooler. We are going to talk about what worked, what didn't, and how we're going to adjust each week. So come along with us. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, or welcome to our channel. We are going to be starting our new mini series, our homeschool recap. So this is week 1 of a long journey through homeschooling. So we are doing preschool. So I have a 4-year-old who just started preschool this year, and we've decided to go ahead and homeschool. So I'm going to bring you along for that journey with me. This is obviously my first time preschooling, so I'm learning what works, what doesn't, and we're just kind of going through it. And I figured I would share it with you all as well, so that we can share our similar experiences, or hopefully, help you out in your future homeschooling journey as well. So for starters, I'm going to go ahead and show you. So this is our homeschool binder. So this is specifically for preschool. You can see this is actually only half of it. This is only September through January. Now I, this time around, decided to go ahead and go through and make all of the curriculum and assignments myself. I don't think I will be doing that in the future. I think I will be looking at other curriculums already pre-made out there for our homeschooling. However, this time around, I decided to go ahead and do it all myself. So that is why we've got a lot of worksheets and instructions and all different kinds of stuff in here. So yes, I wanted to show you that is how I'm keeping track. That is how we are, organizing all of our assignments. So I have them broken up into months. So this week we focused on, we had Monday off. For Labor Day, we were actually expecting to be traveling that day. We didn't end up traveling. So we just took the day off. We went to the park that day. So we started on a Tuesday, and the way we've got this structured is Mondays are history, Tuesdays are reading, spelling, literacy, Wednesdays are math, Thursdays are science, and then Friday is our fun day. That is our arts and crafts day. So that's how we've structured our weeks. So this week we focused on the letters A and B. We also focused on learning about how numbers also have words to them. So we were matching those up. For science, we learned about our 5 senses, which was probably the best experiment, but we'll get into that. And then Friday, we had our very first field trip, as well as we did some A is for apples and B is for butterfly crafts. So I'm going to dive into what worked with those this week and what did not work. So the first lesson of the week, which was literacy. So we sat down, we practiced writing A and B. We also did some hooked on phonics, learning to read. And let me tell you, we started the week with what did not work. I will say, so on Tuesdays, our other daughter, who is 18 months, her OT does come in on Tuesdays, and my 4-year-old Charlie absolutely adores her. So I think it was just a mix of, it was the first day of school, she didn't know what to expect. We had just ended our visit with the OT, so it was just a lot of emotions, a lot of chaotic energy going on, and I'm thinking that going forward on Tuesdays, we need to do school later, probably after lunch, after we've gotten over the fun energy from the OT coming out. So yeah, basically she just didn't really want to do the lessons. She wanted it to be just fun and silly, which was totally okay, except after about 15 minutes of trying to be like, okay, well, let's do a little bit of work here. But once I showed her the Hooked on Phonics app and she started working on that, she did absolutely love that. So that was a saving grace for that day. But we definitely did not want to sit down and practice writing our A's and B's, which is fine. We ended up doing it later in the day and then also later in the week as well. So Wednesday, like I mentioned, we learned that numbers also have words to them. So we learned that like the numeral 1 also has a word 1, which is O-N-E. And so we matched those up with some flashcards and stuff like that. She actually got so into it, she created her own game where we were hiding the cards around the house. And then when you found them, you'd have to say what number you found. So I was really happy to see her starting to get into it and enjoying that. So we did that for a little while, and then once I told her that we were done for the day, she actually didn't want to be done for the day. So we also have Hooked on Math as well. So we did one of it was the Soup for 10 book that got sent to us, which is like this counting with stickers book. She loved how interactive that was. So Wednesday went very well. Now I will say probably the best day we had this week besides the field trip was Thursday, our science day, where we learned about the 5 senses. So I had this activity planned out where we tested all of our 5 senses. So we started off with taste. So we had something bitter, something sour, something sweet, something salty, and we just went through and tasted them all. At first, she wasn't sure if she wanted to do it, but once we got into it, she thoroughly enjoyed that activity. It was very hands-on while still learning, and she absolutely loved it. To the point where like she kept saying, we need to take this to Mimi and Poppy, who are my parents, and have them try it too. And then we moved on to scent. So I had her smell some different spices that we had in the cupboard. And that was the nice part about this activity, was with the exception of picking up a couple things that we didn't have taste-wise at the grocery store, most of everything that we already had around the house. So it was very low budget. We did not have to buy a whole lot of things for it. So yeah, so I had her smell a couple different spices. Also had her smell my morning coffee. Then we moved on to hearing, and I put some things in a container for her, like wooden blocks, oatmeal, rice, like that kind of thing. And we shook them up so that she could hear how they make different sounds depending on how heavy or light they are. Then we moved on to touch. I hid some things in a box for her to touch and feel, and she had to try to guess and tell me what she thought they were. We did forget to do the I Spy. We got so wrapped up in the food that we did forget to do the I Spy. But she told me that was okay because that's a game she loves to play and she knows how to play it. So no big deal there, but we did miss out on that. Then we did do a little coloring worksheet afterwards where she colored in all of the different 5 senses. And yeah, I would say that was probably the biggest win of the lessons this week, just because of how much she thoroughly enjoyed it. And I could just tell she was having fun. So then, like I said, Friday, we actually went on our first field trip. Now, this is actually something we had planned to do even prior to deciding homeschooling. Every year, there is a local like farm orchard that does sunflower fields. We have gone every year since Charlie was 1. So of course, we're gonna go again this year. So this year, we tied it in with a little fun field trip. So we took the girls, and my parents went with us, and obviously she had a ton of fun there. They had a new corn barn, which Esme enjoyed as well because of the sensory of that. So that was a lot of fun. And then we came home and did our arts and crafts. So she did A is for apple and B is for butterfly. I had her go grab them for me. So yeah, so this was our A is for apple. So we just did some hand painting to make them look like little apples. And then we did the same thing with butterflies, and she chose this really nice glittery sparkle paint for the butterfly. We had a lot of fun doing this. She actually asked if we could paint some more, but I was like, this is a little messy. Like, well, we have some more crafts planned for next week, so don't worry. But yes, so she enjoyed that obviously, but I think she did enjoy the field trip a little bit more. I think if we would have done the crafts before the field trip, the crafts may have been a little bit more exciting to her because she loves doing crafts outside of, she's been doing crafts all summer. So I knew Arts and Crafts Day was always going to be a hit for her. So looking back at this week, knowing next week's going to be a full week because Monday we are going to start our first history lesson. I would just say really the biggest challenge, like I said, was on Tuesday, and that's what I'm saying going forward. I think we're just going to adjust that timing instead of doing it right in the morning, which is what I've been asking her when she wants to do school, and usually she wants to do it right after breakfast. I think Tuesdays with the OT coming in and all that excitement, I think we are going to move Tuesdays just to a little bit later in the day, just so that way there's no extra exciting energy going on that could potentially hinder the lessons that we're trying to do that day. But overall, I think it was a very successful week. I didn't feel super overwhelmed with any of the lessons. I didn't feel like we were teaching for I think almost all of them were about an hour-ish long, and I think that was perfect for her attention span, my attention span, just how the lessons were moving. So overall, I think it was a very successful first week, despite the few little mini challenges that we had here and there, and I'm very excited for next week. Well, thank you all for joining. That was our week. So That is all we've got for today. If you are currently homeschooling, let me know, what was your child's favorite activity that they learned this week? What was their least favorite? Go ahead and share your wins and challenges in the comments below so that we can all just journey in homeschooling together while we get through this school year. And don't forget, as always, if you like this video, hit like and subscribe, and also make sure you turn on that notification bell so you can be notified when the next video drops. As I said, this will be our new mini-series. It'll be a weekly recap where we just go through everything that we are going through week by week while homeschooling my preschooler. So hope you all have a fantastic day today, and until next time.